Hey guys, Monkey here today to do a review on Did not mean to do that. Alright. I'm here today to review I'm here today to do a review on Transformers Titans Return. Or was it Power of the Primes? Fuck! It was one of the two. I think it was Power of the Primes. It doesn't matter. The Prime Wars trilogy, Overlord. And we will be starting him off in his base mode, since that's the one that has both his tank and jet modes combined. So yeah, base mode is lovely to say the least. It works well with the Titan Masters that were coming out in the Prime Wars trilogy, such as Overlords right here, with this sculpted head with a golden accents, lovely turquoise, teal kind of color. Obviously, you gotta have the man's head, those lovely painted red eyes, and just the face sculpt, beautiful as well. Got a good chin too. The Time Masters have these little holes on their feet that go into these ports right here. This one, this one, this one. There's one up here that he was plugged into. And I think there's a few more on him somewhere. But yeah, Overlord is probably the second, third, one of the two. But he is one of the biggest figures I have in my collection currently. If you do them the way that Takara Tomy has you do theirs with the legs. But yeah, we're gonna put Overlord off to the side and get more into this base mode though. Base mode is comprised of two sections. Let me pull this up a bit. The two sections being the tank mode, which is put into this weird position here, and the jet mode, which unravels into this big old thing. And both connect with this entire section here, going into this slot here, which will also be used for his robot mode transformation. This port here is partially used to connect the two properly, because when the gun's in there, you cannot pull this out unless you break the gun's handle, which I don't think you want to do. So this is kind of a way of locking it in without it coming out. And then you take it out, it comes out. The gun is useful, to say the least. Along with Overlord, turning into this kind of, I don't exactly know what to call this base mode. Like, maybe it's a blast-off platform, clip that on, shoots off the nose cone, blasts off into its own little ship, Maybe it's just a vault or like a storage center. For example, this hammer. They use it to keep their treasures safe, maybe? I don't know. So this figure was released a few years ago. Quite a few years ago. Time goes by, don't it? But yeah. Overlord here is definitely a hunk, to say the least. He is chunky. But with nothing else to really say about the base mode, I'd say it's time to start transformation into his two alt modes. Those being his tank and jet mode. So you want to start by removing the tank barrel, or just the gun overall. It turns into a tank barrel, so yeah. And we'll just put this off to the side for now. And to start transforming, you wanna straighten this leg out, bend this hinge that goes like that, straighten that out, bend it down, then rotate. Then you want to untab this part of the tank's turret. So this tab goes into that slot there. But Yeah, you do that. Do the same thing on the other side. Connect the two. If it wasn't so fucking annoying at times. There you go. But before you flip this entire section around, you want to flip up the toes, or not toes, but flip up the feet, then flip these black ramp parts into the toes, like so. And then you want to rotate it around and slide it through. And then they all just tab in together. Then the gun uses this port or peg and plugs into this port right here, ensuring a good tank mode. Now the jet mode is, well, the jet. It's already a good way there, you know. You just push the arms in, push this piece down, untab this slot from this tab, then, yeah, okay. Then just kind of tab it all together here, like so. Push this down, flip the landing gear up, untab this from these two tabs from these two slots, and clip it in. You know, like so. Then we have Overlord's head. You know, you can put his arms up, bend his legs forward, and put him in one of the two vehicles, such as the tank or the jet. Okay. To make it easier, if you can, just pull off the nose cone so you can actually pull up the damn cockpit window, because my copy does not like letting me do that. But yeah. Then you take this little goober and you put him in. And then you can close it. Like so. And just like that, now we have two alt modes to talk about. 1 second, I gotta pop my neck. There we go. Now we can talk about them. Let's go over the jet mode first, since it's the biggest. The jet mode is, for what it is, really well designed. I love every bit of it. We have the nice teals, silver. The white from the arms goes very well with this. Some gunk between there. That's not good. I'm going to be doing some panel lining on this guy when I'm done with this review, though. I won't lie. So that'll be fun. But yeah, the underside, obviously, the chest, arms, you can see the hinges and everything. You can even see the hollow husk of a helmet. Because, wow, what a surprise. This little guy becomes the head. No, I'm just going to take you out now. So that'll make my life easier. But yeah, we have landing gear that's, well, that flips out, along with a port that I'll go over in robot mode later. But yeah, the shape of the alt mode's pretty nice too, actually. I do like this shape a lot more than others. So yeah, the jet mode is lovely. I like it a lot. But yeah, let's see. I just realized there's some more ports exposed, actually, for a Time Master. You can have him stand on the jet. That's safe, you know. You know, for little ports and, like, holes in the feet, these guys stay on really well. For the tank mode, we also have a new one right there that we can just plug him into. Yeah, so he stays well. The tank mode is, well, a tank. The colors that I loved so much are now just here. We got a bunch of teal, a bunch of blue, white, purple. We have anything but black on this mode. Well, except for here, but, you know. They wanted to do the ramp gimmick, so it has to be there. But yeah. Tank mode rolls well on these 3 wheels. 2 orange wheels here, then 1 in the crotch. That makes the tank roll. Oh, shit. Excuse me. Sorry. But yeah, that makes the tank roll really well. Whee! I don't want to roll him too hard because he's going to go flying off the table, you know. But yeah, that taken care of. Let's get into the transformation. Oh wait, no, actually, size comparison. Oh yeah, I do actually have a deluxe vehicle. Sweet. We have a leader class here, and is helicopter mode. But since he's still a Voyager class by technicality, Springer scales quite well with the jet mode. Oh, pretty big. The tank mode scales pretty well with him too. Pull these off to the side. Grab 86 out of the way. And deluxe class crosshairs. I know these are some random figures to be scaling with these guys, but I don't really have any figures that go along with them in vehicle mode. So yeah, got our deluxe scalings done. Whoop, bring you out. Back in the bag you go. You'll get your review when I want to do it. Now for transformation, we take this little guy and just bend his legs around. Make sure the arms are straight in. They have these little tabs right here that go into a slot inside the head. Let's see. There it is. This slot right there. And these tabs just slide into it. And then you just bend the legs back into the head. Since this little head's painted, it does chip. So if you're going to transform this guy a lot, be prepared to lose a lot of paint on this guy because the connection is friction. And eventually that paint will be gone. So yeah, let's just put Overlord's head off to the side for now. And let's start with his legs. You pull out the gun or tank barrel, depends on how you see it. Then just kind of untab everything and flip them out. Flip these inner bits of the legs into each other. And if you want to do it the way some Takara instructions do it, you do the feet like this instead. But since this is the US release, you want to do the feet like this. It does mean that he loses quite a bit of height though. Looks like I'm going to need quite a bit of it though. Okay, so the jet mode. You first of all just remove the nose cone entirely. And okay, 1 second. You want to get these, or this port out right here. This port will go into his shoulder for robot mode. But now, we get into this. This guy has this black piece right here that you want to just pull back, like so. Then you want to untab the arms from these tabs right, this slot right here, from this tab right here. Then you want to extend the arms, fold up the fins. You can fold them up like this, but I find that it hits this piece pretty often, so I don't do it. But yeah, that's an option. Then you want to flip out the fist. Do the same thing for the other arm. Plug this into his shoulder. Open up the skull cap here. Grab the head and plug it in. You give him his blaster. Then this piece right here goes into this slot. And bam! Alright, 1 second. I'm going to try to figure something out with this camera. I think this works a bit better. I'm not too sure though. But yeah. This is Overlord. A lot more of this teal that I like pops out in the robot mode. So yeah, I like that. Overlord is really, really big, to say the least. Let's say modern leader class is a lot smaller than what older leader class used to be, because oh my, this guy, for what he is massive. And if you do the feet like this, he gets even bigger. And is almost, or like really close to scaling with Deathsaurus, actually. You know what? Let me get him right now. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Alright, I got him. Let's straighten out the arms and legs of this fella. Alright. As you can see, Overlord might not be the same size, but this is the tallest non-combiner Transformer that I have that is almost as tall as the Thesaurus here. If you do his feet like this, though. If you do them how most people usually do them, then he's only up to here. Which, I mean, it's still really tall for the figure that he is. You know, releasing at $50, being almost as tall as this figure right here is pretty good. Yeah, let's just grab the Thesaurus. And I'm just going to put him in reach for later. I do want to fiddle around with that guy. Let's see. Since we're already doing size comparisons, might as well get the only other robots that I have in the robot mode. Manosaur, as you can see, it's quite big. Oh hey, here's an actual Transformer that's not a combiner. Let me grab him. Okay, got him. We got Sideburn. Sideburn is just a bit taller than the knee of this guy. So yeah, this robot mode is lovely, to say the least. We have all these beautiful colors and lovely designs. I'm going to remove that sticker if it keeps peeling. You know what? That reminds me. That is a problem that I do have with this guy. The stickers, I've had to peel most of them off because they kept peeling off themselves. This one, and the one on the nose cone are the only three that have stayed on. And this one's now starting to peel, which is really annoying. I hate that a lot. But yeah. Overlord is big. That's one of the only ways I could properly describe this guy right now. Is he is, for his size, or not his size, but for his original retail price, really big compared to other characters that are now going at that price. And because of that, I love it. Because if you're gonna have a figure that's an enemy to your heroes, you want him to be this big, imposing villain that looks like he would be ready to crush your heroes in an instant, you know? That's the type of villain you want. A giant, chunky villain for, admittedly at the time, still pretty big price, but still decent for like his size. To have a villain that looks like this for $50, that is wonderful. Nowadays, if you want to get one, good luck finding one for a decent price. I was actually able to get this one, I think I said 75, 65, one of the two. I was able to get him on the cheaper side because everyone else kept selling this guy off at like 100, 200. I once saw one brand new in box sell for $300. This sold for $300, brand new sealed. First of all, that's just stupid. This guy's good, but not $300 good. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, let's go over more of the design. In this guy's design, we have these little barrel-looking things. Maybe little blasters, fusion cells, maybe fuses that are inside him. His chest opens up to fit Prime Masters. Yeah, this guy was Power of the Primes. Yeah, I think he was. But yeah, his chest would open up to fit a Prime Master. I had one that I was gonna use for an example, but I don't know where it went. But yeah, we also have this solid hunk of gray here from I'm not really sure what this is called or what this is. There's a few things on this guy that I don't really know what they're called. I want to say these are internal looking bits, these silver bits in the white Chests? I'm not too sure. Overlord is a character that I'm not very familiar with. I got him more or less because I saw a good deal on a decently desirable figure. So yeah, I took my chance. But yeah, the back for, like, besides this block here, the back is really clean, you know? It's almost, it's just a smooth, mostly smooth surface. No little tabs here. Then the legs, you know, for a figure that was released, what, 6? No, 6 seems way too long. Might have been 6, maybe 5 years ago. Very few hollow very few hollow spaces on them. The only hollow space I'm finding is here inside the kneecaps, inside the elbows, and a bit of the forearm, and then obviously, you know, the hands. But that's more for transformation, so I can forgive it a bit. They could have still very easily put a panel there to cover it up. And I think the hollow gaps here for the base mode, but even then, that's really it. You really have to nitpick to find a flaw with this guy, or to find a major. Well, I guess the stickers are a major flaw. I definitely would have preferred painted or printed for this guy's con logos and little stickers that were here once, and the ones that were here. And I think there's some here too. But yeah, for what this guy is, he is still wonderful. And I think that leaves only one thing left. Articulation. So for a figure that was from, well, the Prime Wars trilogy, he was quite articulated. Articulated though. So, yeah, let's get into it. The head's on a full 360 swivel and can actually look up a bit, which is quite nice, and then also look down. Just don't swivel the head when it's looking down, or you will risk chipping the paint on these lower parts of the head sculpt. Obviously, you know, you have the opening chests. There is no waist swivel because of how this guy transforms. I do feel like they could have packed one in right here, though. Like a mushroom peg that connected this. So when you'd plug it in, it could twist, but then you'd also have to worry about this whole thing right here that could prevent the waist swivel from being built in. We have a leg pivot, leg swivel, leg hinge, I think, that can go back that far, forward that far, and out that far. And then obviously, you know, you can break his leg. Ah, my leg, you know. His legs can go in a bit too, actually. We also have a full 360 thigh swivel, an ankle pivot that goes out that far. Toes can move down and up. There's a heel pivot, heel spur. There's 2 hinges in the arms. There's one built into the chest that moves up that far, and then there's one built into the arm that moves out that far. So it's 2 hinges right here, and one is connected to allow him to do the arm swivel, full 360, as you can see. Bicep swivel, which is full 360. Arms can go in and out like so. The elbow cannot move past this point, and it can bend just barely past 90. And because of transformation, there is no wrist swivel. You know, just one solid piece. Can go in, obviously, for transformation. But yeah, that would conclude today's review. My goodness. Sorry if this one isn't as good as Bumblebee or Magnus. I just don't have much to say on this guy besides he's good. He's worth at least, or at most, $80. I think that's around how much I got him for. I can't really remember. if you find one for cheaper than 80, get it. If you find one that's at 80, and if you're willing to spend the money, I would say get him, because if you can get this guy for cheaper than 100, get him, because he is worth it. He is lovely, he is fun, and yeah, that's about it for today's video. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye, my monkeys.